Hi guys, welcome back to another Bourbon Santa video. I know I just did the huge 8-sample Sam Houston 14-year flight and compared them all. Well, I just received Sam Houston Texas Batch 3. So, I have Texas Batch 1, 2, and 3. So I figured, why not? Let's see which Texas release of Sam Houston I prefer. And then maybe you guys can, for you Texas boys, you can see which one you want to grab. It's an essential service that I provide. I mean, somebody's got to do it. It's a tough job. This is a tough job. This is tough. I feel bad for myself. Drink whiskey. Talk about it. It's tough. So, this is batch 1, batch 2, batch 3. They're all the same proof, of course. All same 3-barrel batch size. Theoretically, they should be extremely similar to each other. Theoretically. But I've found a very wide variance among all the Sam Houston 14-year samples that I've been sent. And I've been sent a bunch of them. And I've found extremely wide variance from batch to batch. So I'm curious to see if the Texas batches from Sam Houston, if they intentionally tried to keep them in a similar profile, or if they are widely different too. Let's find out. So it's got a spicy nose, rye forward. This is batch 1, by the way. A little bit of caramel, a little bit of cherry. There's something else there. A little yeastiness. Let's go to batch 2. This one's a little rounder, a little softer, less spiky, a little breadier, not as yeasty, more bread, a little less rye, zing. Everything just feels, excuse me, a little rounder and softer. Oh, batch 3 takes a freaking left. Batch 3 is darker, more caramel, more molassesy. Everything's darker, all darker notes. Interesting. There is a pretty good variance here. So, so this is great. I'm glad. So let's taste them and see where we're at. Okay. Ooh. Batch 1 is very spiky, very bitter, very attacky. It kind of goes along with the nose. It's very, very pointed, very sharp, and kind of fighting with itself. Let's go batch 2. Rounder, prettier, a little fuller, way less spiky, much easier to drink. That's actually making my mouth water. It's actually, that one's a significantly better than this. But there's still some of that prickly rye showing up on the nose now after tasting both of these. Let's go to 3. I think I like 3 the best. 3 is nice and round. and pretty and cohesive, and it feels like one thing, like one unit. It doesn't feel like it's fighting with itself. I find that a lot on blended bourbons or batched bourbons. This is very ultra small batch, 3 barrels. I find that sometimes there's not a really nice harmony amongst the barrels when they blend them together. Some blend perfectly and it's just nice and cohesive and it feels like one thing. Others feel like you're drinking a couple different bourbons at the same time. Like there's conflicting flavor profiles. And it makes it hard to pick out some notes because some of the notes feel trampled on by other notes. So you might have a nice caramel, nice cherry within this big rye spice that's just kind of drowning them out. There's also a secondary rye flavor from that other barrel that's nicer and prettier, and you can almost distinguish the difference between the two. And you can kind of feel that nice rye presence and then a sharp rye presence at the same time, and it makes for a muddled experience. And that's one of the reasons that I actually prefer single barrels, because I've never experienced that with single barrels. Single barrels always have a unique, solid profile. And also when you're doing enormously huge batches, you kind of get that same profile where there's not fighting happening, because you have so many barrels blended together that those one odd barrels that are sharp get thinned out amongst the entire herd, and it doesn't present to you as much. Batch 3 feels the most cohesive out of the 3. Really nice caramel, really nice brown sugar, really nice honey, nice and round. It does have the rye spice. It's there, but it's at a nice level, at a really complementary level. It's not kind of taking over the way batch 1 is. And then it's funny because the progression from these 3 is that this is the harshest, spikiest, roughest, and therefore my least favorite. This is less so. It's getting prettier. It's getting nicer. And then this is the prettiest, most tame, most calm, most... It's got a more delicate palate where it's showing you all these nice flavors without punching you in the face with stuff that's really sharp and harsh. Yeah, batch 3 is my favorite. No contest. Well, there you go, guys. Texas. Batch 1, 2, and 3. I prefer batch 3. Batch 2 is pretty good, too. Batch 1, I'm not wild about. Batch 1 is a little harsh. It's a little hard to drink. But, to someone else, this might be super interesting. And the nose smells nice, except for it has that harshness hiding there. That might perfectly fit someone else's profile. Awesome. Whiskey should be enjoyed however you enjoy it. If you like it with ice, be my guest. If you like it with a dash of water, please do. You like it straight, like me, then you're the coolest of the bunch. I mean, that's fine too. But whiskey's meant to be drank how you like it, and with people who also like to drink. Me and my best friend, we don't prefer the same things. I like smoky scotches. He hates them. He likes his bourbons super, super sweet, and I like some of the more robust flavors, and that's fine. We drink together all the time and have a blast talking about it and comparing notes. That's the way whiskey's supposed to be. Meant to be shared, meant to be enjoyed the way you like it. Don't let anybody else tell you you're doing it wrong. And if you're a Russo pouring these Glens completely full to the top, you do, boo-boo. Fun stuff. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Until next time, have a great day.